Alright, so while sitting here trying to do some mining and stuff in the episode 2, I believe it was, I came across this, and I actually want to turn this into a farm. Because, well, it's a zombie spawner. It's not the best, but being that the only way we've been getting our XP right now is just trading with villagers, I think that it would be a good idea to go ahead and build us a little bit of a farm. Now, I don't want to build the farm all the way down there. I actually want it up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to try and clear all this out. Now, I'm thinking the little pathway to the farm, which is going to be right here, will actually have this all like encased in glass so we can see like the natural beauty of the lush cave that this is part of. But I do want to make it a very decorative farm, so I'm going to have to go through and bust out a lot of deep slate. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all cleared out, and then we'll come back and we will talk about the plans for the farm itself, because this farm is going to be a little different than what I usually do, but not like completely revolutionary. Alright, so I've decided to take the fact that we are in a lush cave and turn it into more of a feature of this farm area, because I figured we have the lush cave already here. Let's eat real quick. Alright, so if there is one thing I love about Replay Mod is when I do a full build and Replay Mod doesn't save it. So, instead of a time lapse, I get to show you guys what we did. So went in, brought in some calcite, some mushroom, and some quartz, and just kind of, you know, made it look like it was the lush cave was kind of seeping through. Added in some bookshelves and some azalea leaves. Went in and we have a geode. I think it's basically like right above here. So I went in and put some geode pieces in through here, just to kind of make it look like maybe the geode has kind of grown out of, is starting to grow out of the walls. These are redstone lamps, and I did that because if you look at it, you can kind of see the dark around it, so it looks kind of like a mining light, like a mining helmet light. So I went ahead and did that on those. And then if we come back here, you guys may have seen it when we were walking through from over there, put a little enchanting area in here, and I think that that actually adds a lot of character to the build. And then I kind of continued the lush theme around through here. I'm just slowly going through and getting rid of these lights. It's taking a little bit of time, but it's definitely worth it. And then I've got some spore blossoms just kind of throughout. And then as you come in here, there's another spore blossom here. So what I might actually do is take this spore blossom from here, if I can, and put it right here. Or no, let's go one more with it. Let's go right here. There we go. So I definitely like the way this turned out. It's definitely a different kind of build than I usually do for my spawners, because if we go into free cam and we look down, I actually have some redstone. You know, it kind of tapes around and goes through here, and then it lights up the portal, so, well, the spawner, so when the spawner's not in use, it's got some light on it. And then to turn it on, all we do is hit this, and then it should start spawning, yep, right away. They go down, they go into this little cavern, and then as more of them spawn and go down, they push each other up. They come up through here, make their way over here, and then, like I said, as more and more spawn up, they just kind of knock each other off, and then they go down. So we'll get to see that here in just a second. So they'll bump him. Nope, not enough just yet, but as more spawn, they just keep pushing him up. And it's actually, it's a slow start, but it's actually pretty fast. And then once they all get bumped down, they end up landing there, and they're one hit. They land on this mud block. And I've got 3 hoppers, one here, one here, one here. Well, 4, excuse me. 4, then the one in the center, and it all goes into here. And then all we gotta do is take our sword, one hit, and we get all of the experience. And this thing actually doubles as a passive slime farm, because I've been getting a lot of slime spawns. So I think that works pretty well for what we want. Alright, so I just updated to 1.21.9, and I think that just because we can, we should get that guy. Don't know what we're gonna do with him. Can we? Oh, nope. Well, I didn't mean to, dude. I don't know how you work. I mean, now that we have the chest, if we put the chest over here, we give him a... Can we just like give him a bone? So is he just gonna search around for where that bone goes? I think he is. Now with that spawner done, we have to get over here and get our villagers kind of taken care of, because right now, unfortunately, these guys are all a little bit on the undead side. Unfortunately, they're all just kind of zombified in here. So we're going to work on getting them their own little house and curing them. But to cure them, we're going to need to go to the Nether. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the house. The house is going to be right over here. Right over here on this island right here. And we will be putting a dock in. But right over here on this little landmass here, we're going to go ahead and build their house. This is probably not going to be big enough for what we're going to be doing. Well, actually, I know it's not big enough because Past Me has already built this house in a creative world and is going to put it over here. And I'll explain more about the build after we put it in. Because I don't have replay mod, I'm having to do things a little bit differently. So there will be some extra videos going up on the channel here shortly. And to do that, we gotta go get some more materials, because I need, more specifically, I think I need dark oak, and I need oak trees. Alright, so before we get started on that blacksmith house, I want to show you guys something. So, little preface to this, I've been trying to build a bone meal farm for what seems like, I don't know, it's been like a good 6 hours, I think it was. No, it was less than that. It's like 4 or 5 hours over in creative. And I kid you not, I went through like 10, 15 different designs, and none of them worked. And when I say none of them worked, I mean absolutely none of them worked. So I built, well, I looked around and found this one. It was a tutorial by Potato Noir, and it is a automatic bone meal farm. And we're gonna go ahead and get this built because I want to make a tree farm. But to do that, I'm going to need to build this. So I need, what is that, 5 hoppers. Oh, I need some sticky pistons. And the way this works, because I do understand that much, the way that this works is it auto generates the stone, and then it pulls the stone down, pushes the stone over as it pulls it down, and then the moss block right here is bone mealed, which turns those into moss, and then this piston fires breaking the whatever comes on top of the moss. All of that is sent down into this collection area right here. It turns it into oops, I needed to get rid of that. There we go. Turns it into bone meal, and then it's fed into this chest. Some of the bone meal that is made from these is fed into the system here once it starts backing up here. Alright, so I got it working. It took a little bit of trying to figure it out. Let's go ahead and turn off Lightmatica. I'm going to do that. Go to loaded schematics and unload it. And I like the way that this is just because I made this on my hardcore world. And I don't think that Potato Nor was the one that I used before. But it's actually a very good and quick bone meal farm. And it's self-sustaining too, so once you get it started, as long as you don't unload the chunks, it'll run like indefinitely. Alright, so we went ahead and got the blacksmith house built. Now, things haven't fully oxidized to the level that I want them to, but knowing that they will, I think instead of going to the nether, because I am running out of time for this episode, unfortunately, I gotta get things moving along so I can get it all edited. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what all we did, and then we're gonna go ahead and make a quick bee farm. Because like I said, I'm running out of time and I don't want to run out before getting everything done. So we're going to start in here. We got a room for the 3 villagers. We come in here, we got a little copper golem that maybe they're working on. And since they're going to be working on him, let's actually put him right here. And then got some books missing. I'm going to get in and do some armor stands, put some books here. I want to look and see if I can find like a 3D texture of a book. And then we come down here, and we got some iron right there, some more iron here, and some gold here. Got the new copper armor on display, and some chain armor right there. And then we come outside to the forge area. Now this is in the shape of a hull of a ship. And I actually did that for a reason, because of mainly for the whole reason that we are building this town around all these shipwrecks. But if you look here, got the grindstone, got the smithing table, and I got a blast furnace. And I went with the little thing that they do in the regular villages and put the lava there, but underneath I have some campfires to get the smoke just to roll in. Got a anvil there just in case we need it. And then, yeah, I went ahead and put some shutters using spruce on the outside and did a mixture of sandstone, the birch planks, and the smooth sandstone for the actual upstairs to give it more of a warm color while also kind of having somewhat of a Tudor style. And then we have a stone roof, which I textured with slabs just to make it look a little bit better. Then over here we have some flower pots, and I will explain why they are so unkempt when we actually do the build in the creative world. So I'm going to go over, get the stuff that I need for the bee farm, and then I will meet you guys over by our bone meal farm where we are actually going to be putting in the bee farm. Alright, so I got everything set up a little bit here, and this is nothing that we haven't already done before. We're just going to go like that. this, and then we go here. We go like that. Yep, there we go. It's not as compact as I wanted it to be in the back, but I am okay with that as long as we got everything working out in the front. So all of this is going to be moss. Except for right here. Because right here is going to be those. So let's see, run these, that there, that there, that there, and then we can put we can break that because I want to put these into here. Break that one, that one, and that one. That and that. Put in some mossy stone here, mossy cobblestone in a few places. And a little bit more mossy stone. And then grab some of this cracked stone bricks and put that in as well. Alright, so that's all set up. Now all we gotta do is put in we're gonna put in a temporary block here in the center just to keep that one from firing, well, from getting a bee trapped in it. Then we're gonna grab some flowers out. We will break this. That in, we'll grab some green glass. And I'm going to do that just to have it lit up in here. And then I'll put these in as well. So stone brick, some cracked stone. Cracked. Mossy. There we go. Alright, and then I'll wait until nighttime. And then I'll put that all in. But in the meantime, we can get this stuff cleaned up and get our chest in. There we go. So chest and chest. and then I'll get all this stuff cleaned up, and then we'll get the shears in the dispenser, and then once it turns nighttime, we'll go ahead and get the bees in, and we should be good to go. So let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll come back once it's daytime again. Yes, we're recording. Okay. Unfortunately, that didn't work. Sitting there waiting, the bees had to, I had to break the beehives, put them back down. Something was glitched out. This is my third time recording this one now. So we now have enough for a beehive. I will be putting that one in so we can get some more beeswax for our coppery bits. In the next episode, we will be heading to the Nether Fortress. We will be getting some blaze rods for potions for our villagers, as well as Eyes of Ender, so that we can go ahead and face the Ender Dragon. But I am out of time for today. We did get a lot done. We got a build. We've got 2 farms going, and we got honey. Well, honeycomb. So, my name has been Buzzy107. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did and believe this video deserves a like, please hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Alright guys,